My name is Robert Costello, and I'm a photographer based in southern New England. So a little bit of background, I like to shoot portraits. I work with people, but I also enjoy getting outdoors and adventures and seeing new locations that I've never been before. I was recently contacted by another photographer that's local in the area about doing a collab shoot before he moves, and he suggested a location I've never been before, so I was basically jumping at the chance. I love meeting new people and seeing new places, so it was a great opportunity to go ahead and try to network. So he picked a location. He picked this place called Gooseberry Island, which is in Westport, Mass. I'd never been there, so I didn't really know what to expect. But I decided to pack up the car, get my gear ready to go, and head out and see what this place was, and then how he did his photography and what his process was. Once I packed up my bags, I started to hit the road, and the first stop I actually had to do was pick up one of the models that I usually work with. She was going to join me on the shoot, and I had to basically give her a ride. Now, I had never been to that particular location, so I didn't really know what to expect. She was excited. I'm pretty easygoing. I can adapt pretty well to any environment. So when we got there, first thing I did was kind of get out of the car, look around, see what we were working with, what potential spots we could shoot with. As we started to walk around, I noticed that one half of the island was all sand, and it was really nice. And the other half was also really nice, but it was rocky. So we had two completely different environments that we could work with, and hopefully get a couple different looks out of the shoot. Shortly after being there, a couple of the other models showed up, and we kind of did introductions, kind of doing quick last-minute gear checks, making sure we have everything. This particular shoot, we did actually pack pretty heavy. We were looking to do video, live streaming, and photos, so we had a lot of excessive gear and stands and lighting. We were working with the off-camera flash, so there was quite a bit of stuff that we had to lug out of the cars. A little while later, Chris showed up. We decided that we were going to do about a 1-mile hike to a location where they had these 2 abandoned towers. We both had a ton of gear. He had a nice wagon, something I got to get. It was a great idea on his part to bring that. And once we got to the location, we kind of set up, and it was taking him a little bit longer to set up than me, so I shot first. I kind of did a pass through all the models, both the ones that came with me as well as his. And yeah, we just did a couple different looks in this one little area with the abandoned towers. Once I was done shooting all of them, then it was his turn. It was kind of interesting because we work a little bit different. We do use different camera systems. He shoots, I believe it was Canon, and I shoot with Sony. So it was interesting to see how we both kind of approached the shoot and the different styles that we ended up using. But all in all the images came out awesome, and he was a pleasure to work with. Once we were both done those locations and we both did a run of all the models once, we decided to pack up and go to another spot. We were down near the coast, so there was a beachfront. There was a little bit of sand, but it was a lot of rocks. And the sun was starting to go down a little bit. Now, when we got there was a sign that the island closes at 8 and that they lock a gate so you wouldn't be able to drive back out. So one of the things we wanted to do was make sure we get as many shots in as possible in case we did get kicked out. Now, the water wasn't too cold. I do have a little bit of meat on me, but compared to the models. But she, one of the models decided, hey, let's get in the water and do some water shots. So I'm like, yeah, let's do it. I don't care. And we brought the gear, kind of set up the camera on the beach on a tripod. I went in the water with her, made her walk over to this little rock outcropping. I kind of went with her to make sure she was all right. And we ended up getting some fantastic shots. Now, one of the new models I never worked with also joined us and came over with us. So I was able to do some dual photos, which was really nice. And while I did that, I'm in the water holding a camera and a remote and a flash. We actually brought the flash in the water. So the camera was shooting from land, and I was holding the flash to give it the correct light. Now, once we started doing that, I realized, wow, it is gonna be cold for them, so I needed to work really quickly. So then I walked one of them back. We started to proceed to do a solo shoot with the other model that was there. And Chris jumped on the drone and got some amazing drone footage. It was really great. I'm glad he did that. I hadn't brought a drone, so it gave us a really good perspective, and it kind of shows you just how crazy you gotta be to get the shot. As a photographer, I will really do anything to get the shot as long as it's relatively safe and everyone's okay with it. In this case, I know the models were really cold, but they did stick it out and they did a great job. After I came back from the water, the models were cold, it was starting to get a little bit darker out, so we decided to pack up the gear and head back toward the cars. The plan was to shoot sunset right where the cars were on the beach there, and then if we had to move the cars, we could move them and walk back over and continue the shoot. Luckily, when we got back, the sun was starting to set. We did have a little bit of orange glow on the way there. It wasn't as dynamic once we got back to the cars, but I did stop, take a couple shoots, and I think I worked with 3 different models at that particular location on the rocks with the sunset in the background, and they look really great. All 3 of them were a little bit different, so it was a cool look, and it worked out great. Now, there was a lot of cars still in the parking lot, so we weren't really too concerned about getting the cars and stuff out of there with the gate being locked. It kind of started to feel like they might not do that, so we kind of said, you know what, let's stop, let's walk over to the beach, and let's just do our shots before it gets too dark. So we headed over, we actually started shooting, and yeah, we get some great shots. We started using flash. He was using a bigger flash, a regular studio strobe. I was using some speed lights, and I think we both got some fantastic images. We both, like I said, approach things a little bit differently. I usually go handheld with my flashes and my camera's on a tripod, and he usually goes handheld with his camera and has his flash on a stand. So it was a little bit reversed for each of us, but we both got some great shots. It was interesting to see how each other worked. Being the first time I met Chris, I didn't know how good he was going to do or anything too much about him in his, as far as how he works. But after working with him, he's great. I'd love to shoot again with him and see what kind of results we can produce, because it was a great day. Most of the models had a great time. Besides getting a little bit cold, everybody was happy. The final images came out awesome, and I couldn't be happier working with Chris that day, and for giving the opportunity to network with a few of his models, himself, and see a great new location that I probably will visit again in the future. So all in all, after editing my photos, they actually were great. Doing the actual shoot is only half the actual battle. Once you come back in, you probably have potentially more time editing than you do actually in the field. I like being in the field, so the editing is a little bit of a drag, but it was good. The results were fantastic. Everyone liked the images, And Chris sent me his final images as well, and I couldn't be happier. They came out fantastic. The models were very happy. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys some of the photos in the end that I produced and some of the photos that he took at the end as well. Our Instagram links will be there, so be sure to give us both a follow. And as well, when you're watching this, follow the models if you like them. All the links will be down below in the description. And yeah, it was a great day. I had an excellent time. And yeah, you guys let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you guys like this video and want to see more like it, I'm sure we'll be down to do some more of this. So overall, it was a positive experience, and I can't wait to do it again. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in another video soon.
This is how it's gonna be. This is what you think of me. It's going down like I told you. This is how it's gonna be. I'll be the last man standing here. I'm not going anywhere. It's going down like I told you. I'll be the last man standing here. I'm gonna rock you. I'm gonna rock you. I'm gonna rock you. I'll have you begging for mercy, begging for mercy. Oh, I'm dangerous. So dangerous. I'm dangerous. So dangerous. I'm the baddest mother up in here, and I'm about to make it clear. It's going down like I told you. I'm the baddest mother up in here. I'm gonna rock you. I'm gonna rock you. I'm gonna rock you. I'll have you begging for mercy, begging for mercy. Oh, I'm dangerous. So dangerous. I'm dangerous. Get ready, 'cause here I come. I'm about to come and get me some.